So I have a new Laravel installation. Just did a create project of Laravel with name as Fitness Force. So let's just open the project and we have this structure in here. What we are trying to do is we will first of all put this code on GitHub. Okay. So let me just go through the things. I will first do git init. This will create a folder, a .git folder. Okay, this where it will keep its data about the versioning, uh, right? And then I need to add my files. So if you're not aware, Laravel already comes with a git ignore file. It has some of these common files which it needs to exclude. For example, node modules, storage folders, any keys inside the storage folder, things like that, right? So we can safely do git add dot, which will add all the files. I need to put a message. So I'll say initial project files. Okay. Now I can't do git commit and then push because I haven't set my origin. So I will copy this and then git push origin master. So what it will do is once the origin is set, when I do git push, okay, it says permission is denied. Um, why don't I rmrf.git git init um, git add, and okay, this is not possible, so I do git add and then I will commit and I will use the https. I think it should work for me. I have already authenticated, so it should not ask me for the password every time. Let me see. Right, so I'm able to push using https, so I'll keep it like that. You can use anything ssh, https, it's completely on your own preference. I have configured my git to have the security credentials in there, so it is not asking me for the password every time I do a git push. However, if you have not configured that, I would assume you will be asked for the password every time you do a git push on https checkout urls. Okay, so I have this, the code is there. Okay, I haven't done anything about it rather than except for I have created a few issues because as I mentioned, these are some of the requirements which I'm actually working out with the project based on the client. So I'll start working on them one by one. But the first thing which I want to do is, because of time crunch, I want this application to be a pure Laravel application, but I do want certain JavaScript elements in the app, and that's why what I'm going to use is this framework called Inertia JS. If you are following the Laravel community on Twitter and other channels, you will be aware of Jonathan Renink. He has created this beautiful framework which allows us to write Laravel, okay, and then pass data to JavaScript. Okay, and in our case, because we will be using Vue.js, so I can very easily pass, let's say, this user data into a Vue component as a prop, and then I can easily use it without actually writing any API code. So I'm not actually writing separate API controllers and managing those stuff. I am writing pure PHP code. The only thing is, instead of blade files, I now have the templates inside Vue.js Vue files. So it gives me the ability to play around with the data and have some interactivity through JavaScript. Okay, so let's get started. I will serve my application PHP artisan serve, and it should now load on localhost 8000. Okay, Inertia JS has two parts to its installation. You can go through the documentation, it is very well written, but I'll guide you through the steps. First, let's go to the server side implementation. So for server side, you can check either the Laravel one, or if you're on Rails, you can do this. For now, obviously, we will do Laravel. Let me split up the terminal, and to composer require Inertia JS, Inertia Laravel. So this is the Laravel adapter, the client side, or sorry, the server side of things. Okay, and then we need to set up our root template. Okay, this tells Inertia JS that the body is here, and then this directive will take care of everything. So we need to do that while composer require. Okay, it's done already. So let's go back to our code editor. Inside views, I'll have app.blade.php. Okay, inside that, for now, let's just copy this. We will change it later on, but need to change the indentation a bit. It should have formatted it properly. It doesn't. So a little bit of manual work. Okay. So this is our app.blade.php. You can change it by using this, but let's not worry about that right now. I have this in place and creating responses. So we will eventually need to create our response. Why don't we, for now, create a controller? Okay, PA is PHP artisan. Make controller. Let's just say dashboard controller. Okay. Inside my web.php, I will clear things out. Route get dashboard, and I'll call that index. Okay, so this is done. Let's just create that method in here. Index, and if you go to the doc, it just says that we do inertia render. Now this is where we define which component we need to pull in and what is the path. Okay, so let's just say we have some data is an empty an array. I have f name, which is Amitav, l name Roy, and then we do return inertia. Oh, sorry, inertia render. Okay, the first parameter is the path, so dashboard slash, let's just say, index. This will be the component. Okay, and the next is whatever data we need to pull in. So why don't we do data? Okay, which will mean what basically we need to do is inside app we will have a dashboard folder. I haven't pulled in Vue.js yet, but I just wanted to make you understand how things work. Okay, just to be sure, Okay, and index.view, index.view. I have a template div. This is dashboard. Okay, script. Now, as I told you, fname and lname will come as props. Okay, so fname, lname. Okay, I have created the view file. The controller is here. Now let's see what is the implementation for client side. Okay, obviously I haven't done npm install, so the first step will be to hit npm install. So our npm modules have been installed. Now we need to add this because we are doing the Vue.js implementation. So this is added. While this is done, import this, import Vue. So why don't we go to resources.js, app.js. Okay. Um, all right. So there's one thing which is what has happened is the new Laravel version, Laravel 6, comes with the UI as a separate package. So the rest of the things are not bootstrapped in yet. So I assume package.json doesn't have any view dependencies. Right. So I think before we pull in anything, I need to do composer require Laravel slash UI. Okay. And if we can quickly go to the, I think I have that in my history, which is auth. Right. So this artisan UI view auth, this is something which I need to run to first generate our authentication template along with the view components. So I'll run this. Okay. Now if I come back to my package.json, we can see view template compiler, these are added, which means now I need to do an npm install again. And once that is done, okay, one important thing to remember is when you do install the UI auth, previously you would get all the UI css js everything in place, and the logins and everything should would have worked. With the new package, what they have done is they don't ship the default css and js files because it's in the package. So what you need to do is, after installing it, either you need to run npm run production, or you can do npm run watch, which is for my case nw, but you can do npm run watch and it will generate those files for you. Okay, so let's just see. This is done. Now if I hit refresh, I have the css in place, right? So my basic templating is ready. And if I go into my app.js file, I have a few things. I will remove these, I don't need them. Window.view, I don't need that. This is all done. I'll remove everything else, come to think of it, and copy this and paste it here. Okay, and if I hit save, and if we are in luck, I think we should. Okay, no, this is not done because I don't have any pages folder, which is because I didn't create a pages folder here. So pages, inside that I'll push this. Okay, so my dashboard is inside here. Now if I go to dashboard, okay, now it's behind no authentication, so I can go there and I have this, which is not rendering anything, which is strange. Hmm. So I think what needs to happen is pages slash. No, that's interesting. Okay, so I had a typo here and that's why it was creating a problem, but I have fixed it. So I have pages, inside that I have a dashboard folder, and then I have index. And so I have dashboard and index because inside my app.js, I am basically expecting all the pages inside the pages directory. Okay, so that's how the structure is. Once I do this, if I come here, so you can see this is dashboard is coming from my view component. Okay, and because I'm taking the f name and l name as props, if I go to this tab, index, I can get these props, which means I can do something like welcome f name, l name, save, and I get this. So the basic idea is, so far inside the view component, we are able to send data from a controller. Okay, this is important. I can do any kind of query inside my controller, send it to the inertia through inertia response, and what will happen is it will be available inside this component as props, so I can send any kind of data. So that's the beauty. I don't need to write APIs, I don't need to do Axios calls to get that data. I get it immediately from the controller, and my the templating becomes easier because it's in view, so I get JavaScript benefits, but my code remains very simple. So this is going to be the approach that we are going to take. Okay, I'm going to set up the um, the login and registrations, and the first thing which we need to do is basically, if we go to this issue list, right, I want to first of all disable user registration, and then we will start implementing the Inertia JS based SPA field. So yep, that's what we try, what we did in this video. Quickly, let's do a recap. We installed a clean Laravel instance. Okay, then once we have that in place, we need, inside our composer.json, we need to require this. Okay, this is the inertia Laravel adapter. We also pulled Laravel UI. Okay, and I had to fire this command, which is php artisan UI the view scaffold, and I said this is with auth. Okay, this is something which you will find in the documentation of Laravel, but what it does is it creates a set of files, the Vue.js example component, the package.json is updated with Vue dependencies, and once that is done, if I run npm watch, it will generate that app.js and app.css file, after which you can see the login page properly. Okay, and with that done, what we did was we looked at the implementation of the front end. We added, where is that, inertia dependencies, inertia and inertia view. Once that is done, we changed our app.js based on the documentation. Okay, it assumes that all my pages are going to be inside a pages folder. So I created one more folder called dashboard, and then inside that I have index.view, and that's what I have pulled in inside my dashboard controller. I went there, I defined a data variable which I am passing to Inertia, and I'm saying this is the component which needs to come in when this dashboard controller is called. Inside my web.php, I created a route slash dashboard which calls dashboard controller index. Okay. So yeah, I think that's about it in this video, and we will start with the other features in the subsequent videos.